Hey guys, an update on the S&P 500. Yeah, with the shenanigans happening around Greenland, I think it's important to look at everything again, and especially on the weekly, because as you know, Trump imposed new tariffs to some EU countries, and the EU is trying to attack back towards the USA. So this might result in maybe a red Tuesday. Monday the market is closed. I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but for now, I mean, Bitcoin is doing okay. Nothing is really happening. We have had tariffs last year, so maybe it's not gonna have any impact. Maybe it's just gonna impact some sectors in the stock market and some not. I really don't know. We need to wait, but what I can do is talk a little bit about some signs that we can see on the S&P 500 to maybe know earlier, okay, this might be heading into a larger correction. Because as you know, if I zoom out a little bit, I don't like to count on the S&P 500, but this looks very nice as a 1, 2, 3. Why do my drawings come back? I don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then now wave 5. Technically, we have a higher high than this high, and technically we have a 5-wave move done, okay? This last leg up here is also on a lower volume than here. So that's what you want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm expecting, how should I say it? In a previous video I made, I said, look, this can be another 1, 2, 1, 2 setup, and we might push higher, but we don't need to be too greedy. I think I have to look at it again, and that's what I'm doing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have your 5 waves, okay? This would mean we need to correct this whole move once it's topped. And I don't know when it's gonna top, okay? But we need to be aware. We also have bearish divergence on the weekly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from here, from this candle to where we are now, we have a higher high, but a lower high on the RSI. And then especially this one, I talked about the weekly close. I wanted to see it green. That's why I had this weekly candle opening here on my chart. I mean, opening. We had to close above that level to make the candle green. We failed. We came close, but the last 2 hours of the trading day, last 2-3 hours, we touched it and we came back. So initially we had a nice reaction here from this box, but yeah, this looks, I don't like that red candle, okay, on the weekly. And then if I zoom in and look at this, from this low, wave 4 to now wave 5, where is my 5th wave? Here. Yeah, I was counting this as initially a 1-2, but again, it's difficult on the S&P 500. Maybe we're not even gonna get this 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. Maybe it's like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's already done in an ending diagonal. Let me show you an example. Ending diagonal. So April low, 1, 2, 3. Then this was December, November, October, November, not December. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an overlappy contracting diagonal, okay? Subwaves can be 3 waves, 5 waves. Here, I think it's better as a 5 wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially, I'm just rushing through it, but we need to be aware of that. I'm gonna clear this up a little bit. I'm gonna remove this just to remove the mess. inside here, I think we're gonna now push further to the downside because of the close and because of the reaction from the red reaction from this level again, and the weekly close was bad. I think we're gonna go lower at the start of the week and test. Yeah, this point of control is not really a major one. I'm gonna delete it. It's from here 1 or 2 hourly candles. One major level is this trend line potentially. If you fall through it, it can be already a first warning, okay? Then secondly, I spoke about this range here that we had, this multi-month range. And maybe the range ended here because this can be counted as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. But doesn't matter. I took the point of control, I mean a volume profile from this range, and this red line is your value area high. The blue line is your point of control. And I said here, this looks like a nice retest. Yep, indeed. And now we might push higher. But if we now lose this trend line, and if we fall back inside here, that's already your second and a larger red flag, okay? Losing this is a first, and then dropping back below this red line at 6,874 is to me another larger red flag, okay? Which would increase the probabilities of putting this fifth wave here and then having to correct all of this. Okay, that's this first point I wanted to talk about. And the second point, the red line, the value at a high. So now in the S&P 500, of course, it's 500 stocks. If S&P 500 goes down, it doesn't mean every stock goes down. Even in the S&P itself, there can be stocks that are green because you have the major impactors like Nvidia. If they go red, usually the S&P is also red. And if you look at Nvidia, bad close here. I talked about, look, this looks like a 3-wave move, 886 hit here. We probably are gonna go down here, okay? Very similar to the S&P chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we might have to correct all of this, and probably this is not it, okay? This is way too short. At first I was happy with it, but then this 886 here gave me more doubts of this price action to the upside. So yeah, I think we need to prepare for this, because also you can see here perfectly the 1.236 gave resistance. We don't have an 886 hit from the high. Then we fell back below the point of control of this range, back tested it kind of, and we just straight broke again to the downside on the last few hours of the last trading day last week. So not looking good. I mean, not looking good. I'm not turning bearish, but short term we need to prepare for this, okay? And this will drag the S&P 500 with it because of the major influence Nvidia has on the S&P 500. If you look at Google, also a major player. We talked about, yeah, I had FIPS, etc. Here I had a more detailed count here, but I deleted it. You can go and watch my Google video if you want. But basically, I think this third wave is done, okay? And we might now get this fourth wave. Support starts at 287, so this is 10-13%. Along with this, 19, 15 to 20%, let's say it like that. But then, for example, Meta, I would like price to actually hold this and go up. Maybe not every stock is gonna do bad. Microsoft might have formed a low here, but again, this one as well has still got more room to the downside, okay? Especially this 1-to-1 here with the 618 here. A major level that probably will give support if we get here. Above that, we have the 1-to-1 here from this red WXY. We have the point of control here of this range. Then the 0.5 fib, but they might not give enough support to push Again, I don't know how the markets will react next week, but these two majors need, like, the probabilities are higher for downside price action for Google and for Nvidia. Apple is now also, I wanted to see strength here. It's not giving it, so I mean it still has room for this wave 4. We still can work our way up from somewhere here, but we don't want to get here. We don't want to lose the 0.5 even. If we do that, the next one is a 0.618, and that would be an invalidation for this scenario. Then we need to somehow count this as a 5-wave move done and allow for a larger correction. So, but again, this one might turn around here. It's especially Nvidia and especially Google, which are two big ones, and they tell me that, look, price action to the downside for those specific companies is probably gonna happen. And with that, they have a major impact on the S&P. S&P might also decline a little bit. We lost the battle here at the point of control. And then, yeah, again, watch the trend line here. Watch the value area high. If we fall into those, then we might have to correct all of this. And that's gonna be into these FIPS, okay? So it will take a few weeks or a few months even, okay? We have then in Confluence, I'm just gonna add it here. I might delete it if Monday shows up to be good and the week just starts strong and nothing is happening, or maybe Trump tweets that it's all a joke or something. I'm just gonna add this point of control here of this previous range, and then we can see it's in line with, yeah, the 0.32 FIP. Then before I go into some sectors that might be strong, we also have to look at Intel, AMD, ASML. This is more the chip sector. Intel, I'm looking for a correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move complete. In my opinion, probabilities are high that we're gonna move into these FIPS here. I have this trend line here. It's still holding, but already the last two candles here were, yes, suggesting some weakness, okay? Also, if you look at the move, you have higher volume here, then we make a higher high in the 5th wave on lower volume, okay? We don't have bearish divergence here, but it's hard to take it from a B wave, I think. If you take it from here, the wave 3 high, it's also maybe just, I'm not gonna go into the very detail, but yeah, you have a very slight bearish divergence maybe here. In the move self, we don't have it yet, but you don't always get it. Ultimately, I think risk is high here for price to move into, yeah, these FIPS. I'm saying this together with ASML. They are very, yeah, the similar sector, I would say. Intel buys from ASML, the machines, and then they produce with it. ASML, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5th wave is now in play, and I think within that we have this 3rd wave almost complete, if not complete. We have reached the 1.618. Let's see how it's gonna be next week, but we need to at some point move into these FIPS. Okay. This will be 5 to 10%. Intel will be, yeah, at least 16, but it can go deeper, okay? A wave 2 can go as deep as it likes, so we need to prepare for that potential. And then with AMD, like I said, I don't like the move up from this low. It's a very clear 3-wave move. We have an 86 hit here. Yep, we had an insane week. But still, this can be labeled as a corrective move still. I know it's very weird and ugly with this. Yeah, push higher than this wave. I need to... It can still be labeled as an ABC, ABC, and a larger ABC to the upside inside this B. I know it's messy, but this does not give me confidence, this 886 hit here. So also with this one, we need to beware that it's still possible to take the low and to reset. It would just make the structure better if we can have a nice 5-wave move up from a low. This does not give me confidence, okay? But then which sectors could be good? Maybe the Chinese ones will perform. Consumer stocks are relatively stronger always. I'm thinking of like October, November, when everything was going down. Nike was pretty good, UPS was pretty good. Amazon here, I don't know, because of it has to hold this low. If not, we're gonna break down and go deeper with this one as well. Okay. So yeah, here at 236, it's very important to hold that level. Netflix is super oversold. Super oversold. Also earnings week. This one might be a strong one within all of the chaos. It looks like an ABC here, and within the C wave, I can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also see here it's very overlappy. It looks like it's gonna end here. Okay, this is actually like very nice to enter, in my opinion, because like here you can see as well, you have a coiling up, a move up, and then it's cooling off. You have red, green, red, green. Here you had like a very straight push, very direct push, like here, like all of this, maybe even, or maybe even if you take this as well. And then now you just have a sequence of overlapping candles, red, green, red, green. It's not really, it's going down, but not as aggressive anymore. Volume is declining. You have bullish divergences all over the board. Okay, here again. This one might be a winner, okay? In the coming weeks. And then of course the uranium sector is doing really good. Uranium spot price is doing really good. There is no sign of weakness yet. It's getting overextended to the upside, but still it doesn't have to correct as deeply. We can do internal wave force here, just some sideways price action, and then grind higher like that, okay, without doing a major pullback. It's also what happened in October, November, if I'm not mistaken, that some days like the mineral and energy sector was really outperforming while the rest suffered a little bit. Then Nova, for example, also here I'm expecting maybe some strength if the rest is gonna do bad. But then ultimately we want to correct all of this as well, so we should be careful. Also, this is a Danish company with Denmark and Greenland. I don't know. Let's see, okay? This video has become long enough. I've talked about a lot. Maybe it's not gonna matter. Maybe we're just gonna be green on Monday. But I think it's good to spread awareness a little bit, okay? That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.